Thank you so much. Hey, Josh Bell is here. It's a busy week at the movies, and we have two special Bell breakdowns today. This is exciting. Is the bell there? I don't know. There it is.
Gotta have that.
Gotta have the bell. We're
Festive
on the new
bell.
set.
Yes, this is exciting to be here.
Lots of screens
Love
like the
to see
movies.
it, yes.
Now, we have 6 movies we're going to talk about. So we're going to do 3 right now, and then some more at a little bit later. But 3 big ones, and one that's getting obviously a lot of buzz, and I think a bunch of Golden Globe nominations too. Mary Poppins.
Yeah, it did get some nominations and other critics groups as well. I'm not really on board entirely with that.
No,
Mary
you're not
Poppins
It's not
returns. I will say I enjoyed seeing Emily Blunt in this movie. She takes over for Julie Andrews as Mary Poppins. This takes place about 20 years after the original Mary Poppins, which of course is all the way back in 1964, I believe, so a long time ago.
Okay.
But here now the kids from the original movie are grown up, and one of them, Michael, played by Ben Whishaw, he's got kids of his own, and their family home is going to be foreclosed on. We're in 1930s London, so the economy is not doing great, and kids love movies about the economy. So Mary Poppins returns to take care of the kids and also to help the grown-up kids from the original movie rediscover their childhood wonder. And she sings some songs, and we get a lot of retreads of familiar elements from the first movie. We've got Lin-Manuel Miranda here kind of taking over for Dick Van Dyke as he's not a chimney sweep, he's a lamplighter, but a similar kind of character. Songs that are not nearly as memorable as in the original, but echo some of the same themes. And I mean, it's bright and colorful. It's maybe a little too in your face with that.
Okay.
But
overdone.
It's fine, I think, for people who have a lot of nostalgia. It's very long. I'm not sure if little kids are going to be into sitting through the whole thing.
Yeah. Why do you think people love it?
I mean,
why do you think some critics think that it deserves?
I mean, I think there's a level of nostalgia for this character, and I do think Emily Blunt does a good job. I mean, it's a really huge task to take over for one of the most iconic characters in all of cinema, and she brings a little more kind of sarcasm to this character, which I think is a little more similar to the version from the book, and I think people want to bask in that glow of remembering Mary Poppins from when they were kids. Although honestly, the original Mary Poppins even is also really long and kind of tedious at times, I have to say.
All right, so not a fan of Mary Poppins, but it's okay.
It's,
if you're in for a Disney sequel, it's nice.
Disney fans and people who are looking for that nostalgic glow will find a lot to like about it, I think.
Perfect. How about Aquaman? Now, this is the DC superhero movie. There's the DC and the what?
And Marvel, yeah.
Marvel,
so these
yeah.
Are,
I was going to say the AC and the DC, but no, that's a totally different.
No, the comic book fans are really mad at you right now.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, comic book fans. I love you.
DC Comics, home of Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman, and the Justice League, where we previously saw Aquaman, was a couple years ago, I think. And so now he's got his own solo adventure, which is really not closely tied to the continuity. If you haven't seen all of these other movies, you can really come into this one kind of on its own. I think that's what DC is trying to do more of. And we've got Jason Momoa as Aquaman, who I think has given a fun performance as this character in the Justice League movie, and he's definitely having a really good time this time around. You've also got Amber Heard as his kind of love interest. He's the exiled prince of Atlantis, the child of a human and an Atlantean, and now he's got to return to Atlantis to save it from his evil megalomaniacal, I can say that, brother, played by Patrick Wilson.
Okay.
And this movie is ridiculous. In kind of a fun way at times. It's really over the top.
I thought you were going to like it. Ridiculous as in not in
tacky.
Okay.
It is sort of fun because it's got, you know, it's got an octopus playing drums, and it's got a sea monster voiced by Julie Andrews. She's not in Mary Poppins, but she is in this. And some ridiculous stuff to it. But at the same time, it's really long, and the story is incredibly dull, and it's this video game style quest where they got to get one thing to get another thing to get another thing, and then just go back to the bad guy. So it kind of was dull, but it's got a lot going on.
Okay. Well,
superhero fans might find some stuff to enjoy about it.
Yeah. Okay, good. 15 seconds. Ben is back, starring Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
Worth it?
Maybe. I think Julia Roberts gives a good performance here as a mother whose teenage son is a drug addict, played by Lucas Hedges. It's familiar to, similar to Beautiful Boy that we had a little earlier this year, which I think was more grounded. This one goes into kind of a weird crime story direction, but it's got some solid performances, and Julia Roberts getting a bit of Oscar buzz for this might happen for her.
Might be interesting.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Josh. Okay, we're going to have 3 more movies coming up in our 11:45 segment. Stick with us. The Bell Breakdown Part 2.
Yes.
And a half. about 20 minutes. Stay with us.